Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to another grammar class for 8th grade. I hope that you have rest enough this week and that you'll be ready for this amazing week. Okay, today is Monday, August 20th, 2020. This is the week number 5 from August 20th to 21st. Okay, today's topic is question formation. Okay, how to make a question and the different kinds of question that we have in English. Okay, we're going to start on page 49, so please open books on page 49. Question formation, you know, when we make a question in English, there are some simple rules that you must follow as. The first one and the most simple and basic rule is that you must switch and the subject and the auxiliary verb. For example, if I say the sentence, the simple sentence, he is a teacher. Okay, if I want to ask, I must switch the auxiliary verb, in this case the verb be, that is, and the pronoun, and I have to say, is he a teacher? He is a teacher is an affirmative sentence, but if I want to make a question, I have to switch. Is he a teacher? Okay, but that is a simple question that you must know how to create it. Today we're going to see all the kinds of questions that we have in English. So let's start. I won't speak Spanish for this lesson. Now we have this vocabulary that I will ask you to write it in your notebook, and then you go to the dictionary or to Google Translator to um, look for the meaning, right? So, but first we have to repeat each word. So we have here cold, cold, crust, crust, erupt, erupt, lava, lava, liar, liar, melt, melt, migrate, migrate, plate, plate, pressure, pressure, remind, remind, Richter scale, Richter scale, severe, severe, shake, shake, stress, stress, tectonic, tectonic. If you can see, beside each word we have a letter into parentheses. That letter means that sorry, this n means that that word is a noun. Okay, remember that a noun is a word that give a name to a person, place, people, or animal, right? So N is for noun, V and B is for verb. You know, remember that the verb is the action of a sentence. And then we have ADJ, that is for adjective. The adjective describes a person, or and sometimes an adjective can describe a verb. Okay, so adjective. Let me finish to write this one. Adjective. Okay, so cold is a noun, crust is a noun, erupt is a verb. Erupt is when, for example, a volcano erupt. That is a verb, it's an action. Okay, let's continue. Now, on page 48, we have the topic question formation. What is a question formation? First, we have the inversion. Inversion is when you switch, okay, that you switch, inversion. We make questions with be by putting the verb in front of the noun or pronoun. Look that we, sorry, we make question but with be, with the verb be, am, is, or are, wasn't, were, or will, or have, or has, by putting the verb front of the noun or pronoun. So we have to switch them. This movement or verb is called inversion. Okay, when we make that change, the name is inversion. Inversion. Okay, como invertir. When be is part of the verb tense, we also put it in front of the noun or pronoun. Okay. For example, we have here some statement, and then we have here the question. If you see over here, Everest is the highest mountain. Okay, Everest is the highest mountain. Everest is the noun, and is the verb. Okay, so now we are making a statement. Okay, a sentence as in affirmative. Then we have the Romans were expecting an attack. Okay, the Romans is the noun. Okay, and we're expecting, or where is the verb. Okay, so what happens if we want to make a question? We have to make an inversion. Okay, that is, remember that name. Inversion is when we change the position of a verb to a noun or a pronoun, right, to make a question. For example, Everest is, in this case, is Everest the highest mountain? Okay, we are making an inversion. We are making a question. Were the Romans expecting an attack? Were the Romans expecting an attack? Okay, that if you see in here we have where in the second place. Well, but when we are making a question, we have to write where at the beginning of the question to make the question correctly, right? So we have where the Romans expected an attack. Were the Romans expecting an attack? Okay, inversion. First the verb and then the pronoun or noun. Then we have do the same when will, have, and had are part of the verb tense. We are making this movement with all the other auxiliary verbs. Okay, for example, will we arrive on time? Will we arrive on time? Have you read War and Peace? Have you read War and Peace? And if we want to make a sentence, we have to say, you have read War and Peace. But we are making a question. Have you read War and Peace? Had Napoleon intent to fight the battle? Had Napoleon intent to fight the battle? Okay. If we want to make a sentence, we have to put first Napoleon and then we have to put on the second place the verb had. Okay, but that is for questions. In the present simple forms, we questions we do or does, and past simple we did using the verb stem. For example, do ants show any kind of intelligence? Okay, do ants shows any kind of intelligence? If we want to make that question into a sentence, we must say ants show a kind of intelligence. Okay, but that is a statement. In this case, we are talking about questions, so that's why when we are talking about the present simple, remember present simple is for action that you do every day. Every is a routine. Okay, so in this case, for the present simple, we use the auxiliaries do and does. Okay, and remember, do is an auxiliary when we are making a question. Okay, I mean, if you see over here, do ants show any kind of intelligence? Over here, does a cat know how to swim? Does is the verb and cat is the noun. Do is the verb and ants is the noun, and then we have the verb, of course, the principal verb. Did Columbus discover America? Did Columbus discover America? The auxiliary, the noun, and the verb. Okay, remember that. Do not forget it. Auxiliary, noun, and then we have the verb for to make present simple questions. For more model auxiliaries, okay, have to see if you want to make a little review about auxiliaries, you must see units 22 and 25 in your book. So we have over here modal form question by moving the auxiliary in front of the pronoun. You will see over here. Can bats hear well? Can bats hear well? If you want to make a sentence, you must say bats can hear well. Can hear well. Sorry, don't well. Can bats hear well? Can bats hear well? It's a question, okay? Should we stop eating white sugar? Should we stop eating white sugar? I don't know. Have to forms question we do does indeed have to is in general used as a question form of must. For example, do I have to turn on the computer first? Do I have to turn on or set on the computer first? Did Roman slaves have to work hard? Over here, auxiliar, pronoun or noun. I'm sorry, pronoun or noun, and verb. And over here, auxiliar, noun or pronoun. I'm sorry, but I don't know what happened. And then we have the verb have. Did Roman slaves have to work hard? Work is a verb too. Okay, so you have to remember inversion is when we switch the auxiliary and then to first to the pronoun. Okay, so to make yes no question or short questions is when you answer yes, like yes she does or no she doesn't, or I do or I don't. Okay, that are yes no questions answers. Questions without a question without a question would have the answer yes or no. When we answer that kind of questions, we often give a short answer which repeats part of the questions. As an example, is Everest the highest mountain? Yes, it is. Not it isn't. That is a short question, okay? How you can recognize a short question? Because we are using auxiliary verbs like these ones, okay? Is Everest the highest mountain? Is Genesis watching the video? Yes, he is. She is, sorry. No, she isn't. Is Karen eating during the class? No, she isn't. Yes, she is. Okay. Where were Pedro and Maria playing outside? Were Pedro and Maria playing outside? Yes, they were. No, they weren't. Okay, in yes no question, you just say yes or no. And you must use the verb or the auxiliary verb that we are making the question. For example, in this case, is, isn't. Yes, it is. Not, it isn't. Why it? Because we are talking about a place. Remember that it is to talk about places or animals. Was Columbus the first European to reach America? Was Columbus the first European to reach America? We are talking about Columbus. Columbus is a man, okay? So that's why we have to use he. If you see over here, we are using was, so we have to use wasn't or was. No, she wasn't. Yes, she was for the positive. Then we have, do ants show any kind of intelligence? Yes, they do. No, they don't. Okay? Do, do, don't. Do ants show any kind of intelligence? Yes, they do. No, they don't. Had Napoleon intended to fight the battle? Had. We are using had, so we have to answer the question with hadn't in the negative or had. No, he hadn't. No, he hadn't. Yes, he had. Can bats hear well? We are using can, so we have to answer with can. Yes, they can. That is the most important. No, they can't. Did Roman slaves have to work hard? We are using did, so we have to answer with did. Excellent. Yes, they did, or no, they didn't. Okay, do not forget that. If we are making a yes no question, we must to answer the answer with the auxiliary that we are using. Like in those cases, is yes it is, was no he wasn't, or yes he was, depend of the answer that you are giving. Okay, now with WS question word. WS question is when you give more information about that. For example, what is Genesis eating? Okay, I want to know what is what is she eating. For example, you can say, oh, Genesis is eating a hamburger. Okay, you are giving more information. In yes no question, you just say yes or no. Okay, that's it. But with WH question words or WH questions, we must give more information about the subject. Okay, for example, what is he or she doing, what is he or she eating, what is, I don't know, whatever thing that we're asking for. Okay, we put a question word in front of question. For example, which is the highest mountain? In this case, when we are making WH question words, we must to put first of all the word or the WH question and then the auxiliary verb. Okay, which is the highest mountain? Oh, the highest mountain is Mount Everest. Okay, how do ants show intelligence? How do ants show intelligence? Oh, they show intelligence by da 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 da. So you have to give more information. Who was the first European to reach America? Oh, the first European to reach America was Columbus. Okay, you are giving more information. Why is the climate changing everywhere? Why is the climate changing everywhere? The climate changing everywhere is because or because because the global warming and we are making a lot of pollution So you are giving more information about it. Then we have, when will the ice at the poles will melt completely? Oh, I don't know why. When, sorry. Okay, so the ice at the poles melt completely in So you have to give more information. Then we have, how well can bats hear? Oh, they can hear very well. Okay, so you are giving information. Let's continue. Now we have another kind of question that is called embedded questions. Okay, embedded question is when we are making a question about a question, as an example, or we are making like a match. Okay, in this case, statements or question with verbs like no and wonder, or polite requests like can you tell me, can introduce a second question. The second question is a statement for, this is a direct question. Okay, how hot is it on Mars? How hot is it on Mars? But if we want to make an embedded question, we have to use the words no, wonder, and polite requests like, can you tell me the name of that girl? A direct question could be, what is the name of that girl? But if you want to make an embedded question, you must use, can you tell me the name of that girl? In this case, how hot is it on Mars? Hmm, I wonder. I wonder is, yo me pregunto, I wonder how hot it is on Mars. Okay, I wonder how hot is it on Mars. That is an embedded question because you are making a statement, okay, using words, sorry, like no, wonder, or can you tell me? Example, where does the blue wire go? Where does the blue wire go? Can you tell me? You are making two questions in one, right? If you see, can you tell me? Can introduce. So in embedded question, these words introduce the second question. The second question in this case is a statement form. Okay, remember that. Embedded questions are words that are introducing a second question on a statement. Okay, on a statement, sorry. So we have over here, can you tell me where the blue wire goes? Can you tell me? You are introducing another question. The first question, that is direct question. Where does the blue wire go? Okay, then we have, who is Romeo? Do you know who Romeo is? If you say no, do you know who Romeo is? What is the answer? I know that what the answer is. I know what the answer is. What was the time? I didn't know what that time was. I didn't know what that time was. So to make invented question, you must use these words over here. Down, questions, phrases. What is a question phrases? Many questions are formed from a question word and other word. For example, what is the difference between X and Y? And Y, sorry. What kind of plant is this? How strong I large is this? Sorry, how strong or how large is this? What is the relationship between X and A and Y? How does this work? What effect does heat have on water? So we are many questions are formed from a question word and other words. Okay, this is a question word, question word, question word, question word, question word, and question word. Okay, so do not forget that. Now we're going to have a practice. On page 49, rewrite the sentences as a yes or no question. Remember, yes or no question are when we are using auxiliary verbs like am, is, are, was, were, will, have, had, or had, do, does, or did. So, the Nile is the longest river. Is the Nile the longest river? So, letter B. Earthquakes have occurred in this country. How will be the sentences? Excellent. Have earthquakes occur in this country? Have earthquakes occur in this country? What we did over here? We put first of all the verb and then the noun. You see? Have. Earthquakes, earthquakes. Earthquakes is when the earth is moving or shaking, right? Temblores. The volcano had a roof before. The volcano had a roof before. Had the volcano, excellent, a roof before. Okay? Letter D. 2 million years ago, there was only one continent. How would be that? Excellent. Was there only one continent 2 million years ago? So that's it. Okay, so you have to do the next ones. Now complete a short answer for each question. Okay, remember the answer will depend of the subject over here. Do all birds, we're talking in plural, birds, so we have to use they. Do all birds spend winter in a different part of the world? No, they don't, okay? You have to be careful with this one. If you see no, that means that you have to use the negative form, okay? Don't, not do, don't. Is the peregrine falcon the fastest bird? Is the peregrine falcon the fastest bird? Yes, it is. It because we are talking about an animal, falcon, el águila. Falcon, sorry. Can a racehorse run faster than a lion? No, it can't. Can you see can't is okay. Let's do the last one. Does the giant sculptor centipede really eat mice? Yes, it does. Centipede is a cien pies, right? Centipede. So does. And the answer is positive. Yes, it does. So you must do the same with the other questions. Okay, let's continue. Now, match questions A to J. They answer 1 to 10 and then complete the questions. Okay, so we have to make match these questions with 1, 2, 3, or 4. For example, where does the name volcano? Where does the name volcano come from? This is with the number 5. The name volcano comes from the Roman god on fire Vulcan. Okay, so you have to look the question and the answers. For example, in the letter B, how many on Earth? You must read all the sentences and you must complete the question, and then you have to make like a match with the letter and the numbers. For example, in this case is volcanoes are there as in the number 8. Let's see. It's hard to give an exact number, but there are more than 30 well-known ones. How many volcanoes are there on Earth? How many volcanoes are there on Earth? It's hard to give an exact number, but there are more than 30 well-known ones. Okay, where come from? Which do you think is the correct answers? Excellent. Where the hot lava comes from, the hot lava comes from deep in the Earth's crust. Okay, letter D, why of the volcano. Why does the lava come out of the volcano and it is the number 10? The lava comes out because of pressure from below. So you have to do the same thing with the other ones, okay? Look the question and look the answer, then you have to write beside the question the answer, the correct answers. Okay, let's continue. Use the prompts to make a question, then choose answer A, B, or C. Check the factual outline. That doesn't matter for you. You know what be the capital of Argentina? Do you know what be the capital of Argentina is? So you must look for that information, right? The capital of Argentina is Buenos Aires. So you have to circle Buenos Aires. Then we have, you know how long be the river Nile? Do you know how long the river Nile is? So you have to look the correct answer. I don't know what is the answer. You have to look for that in the internet. Then we have over here, you know where be Lake Titicaca? Do you know where Lake Titicaca is? So you have to look for the correct answer. Between Bolivia and Peru, in Central Asia, or on an island near Hawaii. Okay, letter D. You know what color be the flag of Mali? So in this case, will be, do you know what is the color of the flag of Mali? And then you have to look the answer. Then rewrite each sentence beginning as shown. Check the factual answer on Don't Doesn't Matter for you too. Where is land fire? Gosh. Okay. Do you know where line fire, etc. is? Okay, we are making a question with that. Rewrite each sentence. Okay, we have to write it again. Is it time? Sorry, is it the name of a real place? Do you have any idea if it is a name of a real place? So we are rewriting the sentences. Was it an invented name? Can you tell me? It was an invented name? Can you tell me if it was an invented name? Now, letter D. Why did they decide to make up name? I wonder why they decide to make up a name. Okay, so we are, if you see, why did they decide to make up a name? Why they decide to make up a name? So you have to do the same for the other one. So guys, read the text about earthquakes, then complete a question for each answer. So you have to read this one, okay? I don't have time to read this paragraph, but I have some answers for you over here. Part of the Earth's crust moves when an earthquake occurs. What part, okay, what creates this stress? So you have to read the text about earthquakes. Then complete the question for each answer, okay? They are giving over here the answer. So you have to write a question for that answer. Part of the Earth's crust moves when an earthquake occurs. What creates this stress? The movement of a tectonic plate creates this stress. Okay, this is the answer, so you have to create a question. Over here, thousands happen every day. Thousands happen every day. How many earthquakes happen every day? Thousands happen every day. Okay, so you have to do the next ones. So guys, this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Remember, if you have questions, write me on the WhatsApp group, and do not forget to wash your hands. Goodbye.